Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, my name is Muhammad Irfan, and this all my teammate partner Hazri Al-Kushairi, Hari Arshad, Muhammad Syafiq Mota, and Muhammad Hafiz. Today, want to present the AQ project. So, for my group, we get the topic which is design a sample contactless human body temperature display. First point, the system will read a person body temperature and display the value on the LCD. Second point, if the temperature is higher than 37 degrees Celsius, red lamp will turn on, and if the temperature is normal, green lamp will turn on. For further explanation for each part, I will pass the first presentation to my teammate Shafi Mota.
First is the flowchart. So for the first is flowchart is for this project is will be start the project. So the project will set the temperature sensor. Next we go through to the read from the temperature sensor and calculate, and next step is to calculate the temperature. So if the temperature is under 37, will be true. Will display the temperature on LCD and LED turn green. So if temperature up 37 false, the temperature same or up 37, if fall will be N. If true, display temperature on the LCD and LED turn red. So that's all for the flowchart. I will give to my partner Hafiz.
Okay. Um, okay. All right. As for my part is the second part. The list of the component, the input, output, and controller, including data presentation element and specification. Our project use 5 components. That is transistor TMP36, resistor 220 ohm, and LCD display, potentiometer, and breadboard. Alright, the first component we use that is transistor TMP36 temperature sensor. Why we choose it? Because the sensor TMP36 is a low voltage and a position centigrade temperature sensor. Okay, and it provides a voltage output that is linearly proportional to the temperature in degrees Celsius, and therefore it is very easy to use with an Arduino. Okay, the benefits using the TMP 36 is one of the benefits is low voltage operation, that is 2.7 volt to 5.5 volt, and it can be calibrated directly in degrees Celsius, and low self-heating, qualified for automotive applications, and so on. Okay, and the specification for the TMP36 sensor is the power supply is 2.7 volt to 5.5 volt. The current draw is 50 microampere. The temperature range is negative 40 degrees Celsius to 125 degrees Celsius. The accuracy is plus minus 2 degrees Celsius, and output scale for factor is 10 millivolts divided by degrees Celsius, and the output range is 0.1 volt. Output at 25 degrees Celsius, 750 millivolts. Okay, for the next component is the resistor, 220 ohm. Why we use 220 ohm? Because these are 220 ohm, 1/4 watts and 5% through a whole resistor with strong lead that come in a 25 spec. These are carbon film exile leaded through Hall type and can handle up to 1/4 watts of power at voltage up to 350 watts. Alright, and here are the specifications of the 220 ohm resistor. The resistance is 220 ohm, the tolerance is 5%, and the color code is red, brown, gold, and so on. For the next component is LCD display. We use a HD 44780 LCD display. What does mean LCD? What LCD means is liquid crystal display. Okay, liquid crystal display is a type of flat panel display which uses liquid crystal in its primary form of operation. So, a display is made up of millions of pixels. The quality of display commonly refer to the number of pixels. Okay, types of LCD is included by twisted pneumatic (TN) and in panel switching displays, IPS panels, vertical alignment panels, and advanced fringe field switching (AFFS). Okay, and the specification for HD 44780 LCD is operating voltage is 4.7 volt to 5.3 volt. Current consumption is 1 milliampere without backlight. And each character is built by 5 times by 8 pixel box and so on, as you can see here. Okay, for the next component is potentiometer. Okay, what is potentiometer? Okay, potentiometer is also known as POT, are nothing but variable resistor. They can provide a variable resistance by simply varying the knob on top of its head. It can be classified based on two main parameters. One is their resistance R ohm itself, and the other is power P watts rating. Okay. Resistors are also classified based on how much current it can allow. Alright. The specification is the type is surface mount chip. Tolerance is negative positive 25%. The temperature coefficient is negative positive 250 ppm over by degree Celsius, and so on. That is the specification. Okay, for the last component we use is breadboard. As we can see here, what is a breadboard? Breadboard is a rectangular plastic board with a bunch of tiny holes in it. These holes let you easily insert electronic components to prototype, meaning to build a test and early vision of an electronic circuit. Like this one with a battery, switch, resistor, and LED, light emitting diode. Alright, and the breadboard is easy to use because it can use it without soldering. Okay, the specification for breadboard is the height, the length, and the units and the width, and you can see over here. Okay, that's all for my part, and I will pass it on to my teammate. Uh, Hari lah. Kushairi. Ah, Azri Kushairi.
Okay, for next explanation is okay. For the this is a circuit that our team has made. The TMP36 for desire to select to sense a heat from body sensor, and this is Arduino Uno LCD pair of uh, resistor, and this is RGB LED. Okay, I will start the simulation. Okay, for it will detect below 37 Celsius. It will display the temperature, and then if below 37, it will light up green LED. Then over the 37 Celsius, it will turn on red. Okay, for this potentiometer are used for the brightness of LCD. Okay, then I will explain about coding. Okay, for coding, I will make a pin mode. Input is a 0 analog for the TMP36 to sense the heat from the body. Then pin mode, actually I use only pin 10 P9 and P8 and P10 only for the RGB, which is uh, for uh, LED to turn red is 255 color code, and others for the 153 are color code for green to turn green. Okay, for LCD, which is to read the live body temperature, is I use this coding, and then a voltage for serial monitor, and then okay, for the reading if S, which is for the desired temperature to read the heat for the body, which is if 37 over and equal to the 37, it will uh, turn on red and display body temperature high, and as is over 36.99, it will turn on green LED and display body temperature normal. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you. Okay, I will pass to Harit Arshad.
Mute,
Mute, mute.
boss. Mute,
Unmute, unmute.
unmute.
Okay. My name is Arya Ashad, and I want to explain the connection or integration. This project is a design of simple contactless human body temperature display. The project that we use Arduino Uno board, then a jumper wire connect within the digital PWM, and the component that we use such as potentiometer, temperature sensor, TM36, and resistor. First of all, we use a precision centigrade temperature sensor TP36, which is capable of sensing the temperature to read a person body temperature and display the value on the LCD. The suitable temperature of human body is 36 degrees Celsius until 37 degrees Celsius is a normal temperature human body. Then we use 4 resistor for of 220 ohm to give a load current of the circuit, which is connect from the digital PWM to resistor and connect to LED. After that to LCD display. So we create a circuit that if the temperature increase more than 37 degrees Celsius, the red lamp will turn on, and if the temperature is normal below than 37 degrees Celsius, green lamp will turn on. Lastly, we use a potentiometer where resistor can be manually adjusted to control the brightness of LCD display. The circuit is done in Tinkercad application. Also, as for the Arduino, the code is compiled using Arduino IDE, and that's all
Okay.
from me. Uh, I will to pass to one more Irfan.
Okay. Lastly, my part for the conclusion. For conclusion, we have learned how to create simple and contactless human body temperature display with circuit using the Arduino and such as which the coding. Next, we do some research about the component and connection circuit using Arduino. Finally, we achieve all the objective in this project has been successful and not not been any error of this thing and will troubleshoot for nicely. That's all from us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You
Thank you very much.